Basically, we just had the idea of going off and doing a little duo thing when Steve was working with Paul Weller. And Oscar plays piano and bass, and I play guitar, and we kind of do the songs that people know, you know, for our Chicago scene, but they're largely done in the way that they were written.
You said you'd seen life from near the floor. You opened every closing door. Thank you for always being there, for all the nights in which we shared, and you know I'll always care. And if it ever gets you down, you know I'll always be around, 'cause too much just ain't enough.
Was there a moment when you just sat back and went, this is incredible?
I think it was when we were on our way to the Albert Hall for the first time, which I think was in February '97. And there was a sort of those little, you know, trooper type lights doing our name over the dome of the Albert Hall. It was like, we've made it.
Yeah.
We've done it.
On the green, I saw you at Sweet 16. You didn't see me, you were quite obscene. Now the neighbors know where you've been. In the town, mother's friends all pull the shutters down. Father, no more buys around, because you were the village clown.
Well, we're here. Made it at last.
Yep, and I guess what we've got to start figuring out is why we're here.
Right.
Really what we're wanting to achieve over these 4 days in terms of getting the history of the Hearing Voices Network. I think we need to look at where it all began.
Hearing voices is a normal human experience.
Sentire voci è un'esperienza umana normale.
And if you have not heard voices yet, do not worry.
E se non avete ancora sentito voci finora, non preoccupatevi.
There is still time.
Avete ancora tempo.
Hi, my name's Ron Coleman, and I'm here in Italy as part of fulfilling an ambition that we've had for a number of years, and that is to somehow capture the history of the Hearing Voices Network. The network established almost 25 years ago now by Marius Rom and Sandra Escher, and it seemed appropriate at this time to capture on film and document what had really happened over the last 25 years. We arrived in Italy, and one of the first things we had to do was to really sit down and map out what we were trying to achieve over the 4 days that we were here. This was really important because sometimes over time, histories can get distorted, and we wanted to make a truthful record of what had happened and how we have got to the place we are.
Marius noticed us, so he came to talk to us. He kind of said, well, you know, this is interesting, what do you think? Please come and find out more. I went to Marius, but I must admit, one of the things that really interested me in this was I didn't really tell him at the time, some quite close personal experience what he was talking about. You're making quite light of it, but you're actually saying to me that there was a point where your credibility as a professional within your institution was being questioned.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't like in my group to do this kind of research.
People very much wanted to start groups, but they felt frightened. They felt frightened because they were worried about making things worse. They didn't necessarily feel they had the skills.
By accident, I was a part of a conference with the English nursing organization. They have a conference in Denmark, and by accident I went up there Friday morning, and Mike Smith was speaking. He was talking about how you could work with people who hear the voices, and that was a really turning point for me.
What I repeatedly see is that when voice hearers present their stories, that it has a huge impact on both voice hearers and professionals.
I hear voices, and I have heard voices this year now is 30 years.
Io sento le voci e contando quest'anno ormai sono 30 anni che sento voci.
And for 10 years I was like you.
E per 10 anni io ero proprio come te.
Distressed, suffering,
soffrivo, ero addolorato, sotto stress,
full of medication,
prendevo tantissime medicine,
not knowing if I had a life.
They didn't understand and believed it yet because it was very new.
They were very skeptical about this.
Yeah, no, I'm more afraid, I think, for their reputation.
And they started to be proud of us, and as soon they was proud, we were protected.
And we ran a workshop. It was completely full, overfull. People were hanging from the ceiling to get in and watch it.
For us, it was hard work. We were small, but also important to show the world that we are not a bunch of hippies. We are connected international. So we kept on saying no.
And for me, there's something about you know, being a part of this international movement, you know, that you meet somebody who's from a very different cultural background, and actually there's very similar and some different issues, of course, but some very similar issues because it's a human experience, and there's something really moving and very powerful about that, and I just feel incredibly proud.
As a voice hearer who was distressed by my voices, who when walking into my first meeting was told for the first time the voices I heard were real. This had a profound impact on my life and turned me from a schizophrenic who looked like they would spend the rest of their life in a psychiatric system with no hope, into who I am today.
One of the people there was Ron Coleman. And Ron Coleman, I hadn't heard him say anything to anybody for quite some time. And during this presentation, he got up and he gave one of the most impassioned speeches on the issue of hearing voice I've ever heard in my life.
If we cannot hold the candle of hope in that darkness for people, who will? See, that's the real questions about recovery. If we do not say to a client, you will recover, who will? And we're almost become scared of it. We become scared to say to somebody you work with, you will recover.
The hopes and expectations are that we really believe in the emancipation of voice hearers. I really believe that if we succeed, that in the future you can go to a bar and tell people that you hear voices and that the other person is curious about it because he knows that it's a normal experience, although a very different probably experience.
Favourite driver today has got to be the Lamborghini. Wonderful looking car, very, very powerful, very loud. most relaxed racing days that I've ever seen.
As well. Now, there is something seriously riding on this North East derby. They are both going for European football this season.
Well, I mean, the North East now is really making a noise, isn't it? And Martin O'Neill, what he's done since he's been back there is nothing short of incredible. Is that our alarm?
Just don't worry, it's just the alarm. Well, it is the alarm to evacuate the building.
I think the other thing with Martin O'Neill is that he certainly doesn't look 60, but if they lose tomorrow, he'll look more like 60.
So what we're going to do, we're going to try and sort out the alarm. Now, we followed AFC Wimbledon throughout the season. While we sort the alarm out, Martin gets his hose out. I have this piece and watch this on AFC Wimbledon. Hopefully, we'll see you in a moment.
Today we've just been running through all the technical stuff for the lights, the cameras.
We're all in civvies, own costume, our own clothes.
We've been rehearsing in the church. It's all on location. When they've done these things before, it's been in a studio where you've got a controlled set. Here, it's totally different.
You have to be so specific with your moves and your dialogue so they know what camera angles to do next. So it's more technical, so it's mentally more tiring than usual.
In 5 and action, there's none of that. It's all... and you're off. It's really different for us.
We're coming completely from the Emmerdale village. We're not using any of our studio spaces. We've got about 400 cast and crew working on it. I mean, the scale is absolutely huge, to be honest. It's the biggest thing we've ever done at Emmerdale, and it's really exciting.
We've got 2 different weddings that have completely different looks. On top of that, we also, of course, have all the extras.
We've got 2 jelly babies, which are silicone babies with 10 babies, but they look really real. And we've got 4 real babies. We've got to make those up to look as though they've just been born.
Well, we're on day 4 of building the marquee for the wedding. We have also got a designer and a team in the village hall which has been transformed into the maternity ward for the hospital. On a normal show, we've always got time to reset anything, but not on a live.
There's millions of people running around in the background, making sure that my skirt's straight, my shoes are all right, the light's on me, that the right camera's in the right place.
In one of the scenes we've got a camera move which takes about 40 seconds, just unplugging the camera, running up the street, plugging it in and then picking up the actor into that next shot.
Tony, our director, he's amazing at giving you trust in your own performance, basically. He's there as your subconscious, really. He says everything to you that you wish that you could say to yourself.
Right, follow me and come into our spaceship. This is where I look important, but I'm surrounded by people who make me look important and do the job for me. A vision mixer sits here. She has to edit live on air an hour's worth of drama. You know, within that hour there could be 1,000 shots. 5, 4. There's 30 cameras on this shoot and probably more on standby as well. The scale of it is like nothing I've ever done before. What Christine has to do is she quite literally has to count and call every shot that we do. And Sue tells us how long each shot takes. And and how long every scene
Add
takes.
it up as well at the same hope we get on air on time.
It's just on a scale that dwarfs everything, really.
The live episode is probably the most important episode in Emmerdale's history. Everything, all our production, our storylining, budgeting even, everything over the last 12 months has been designed to make this one single hour happen.
And we're doing it all in October, at night, which I think is probably pretty unprecedented in TV drama terms.
It's so exciting to be part of this. There's a real buzz round work, and the script's amazing as well. It's one of the best scripts that I've seen in the whole 12 years I've been here.
Paul Roundell, the writer on this episode, has been fantastic. Every line of dialogue is brilliant. Every emotional beat is brilliant.
The thought process when you're writing an episode of Emmerdale is to deliver the best value for money to the people who are watching it. It's just wringing everything out of those few minutes of television.
It's a genuine celebration of everything that's gone before, and most importantly, it's a kind of warning shot across the bows of everything that's going to come following it. It's very, very important.
Go as another then.
Yeah, I was going to get back.
It's me that's supposed to be off with you, Chaz.
Not off with you, Diane.
Who then?
Nobody.
Talk.
Nothing to say.
I know you're having a drink, but you don't look much like you're celebrating.
Yeah, but I don't feel much like celebrating.
Oh, just what I want to wear that.
I'll take this to my room. But I'm not a teenager. I won't be stopping there all night.
The shoot getting changed, is it?
Please, babe. Can we just get in the van and drive?
I don't feel much like celebrating.
Please, Dan. We need to go. I really just want to go.
I've not packed.
Well, it doesn't matter. We'll get you something. And we'll have a honeymoon. I promise you that. But right now, we just need to go.
Go where? It's not an honeymoon.
Please.
Thank you. Thanks for calling. See you. Bye.
Thought I heard voices.
Just one. Just me.
Diane, what's the matter?
Nothing.
I've had this already with Edna today, and I'm not
Nothing's
going
wrong. Debbie has had her baby.
to... Is it all right?
A little boy.
Of course.
They're calling him Jack. Jack Sugden.